So, hello again. Second part of the press conference, now with head coach Thomas Tuchel. Hello. Let's start with the questions. Let's go with the first one. Mr. Tuchel, now after the first leg, the situation is different. It's not a 1-1. The question is actually, how do you approach, how do you speak to the players, how do you prepare for this, how do you try to get the best out of your team? Well, we need a wonder, a miracle. It would be a miracle actually. That's why it's different how to talk to the players. You don't have to talk about belief. After a 0-3, you need to be realistic. To talk about a 4-0 or 5-1, I don't know if this is appropriate. And after our match on Saturday, I don't know if this contributed actually that we are, or believe 100%. But we believe in us, in ourselves. It's the second half of the tie. And we have to play 2 more halves tomorrow. If we manage to play a good first half, we can make it happen in the second. Everything is possible. We are aware of this. If the moment comes when we have luck, which we didn't have in the first leg, then everything is possible in football. But there are moments, periods, important decisions by the referees, small offside, maybe a shot on target lands into the ankle or is saved. So all these things come together. And to focus on this, I don't know if it's about that, but we need to find the belief in us. But it doesn't mean that we dream. We need to do something. We are responsible for it. We are responsible to take with us the fans and to give our best to show a top performance, because if not, then it's not possible. So step by step, half-time by half-time. We have time. We are not in a rush. We have the chance to win the first half, and this is the first step that we have. Mr. Tuchel, after the Hoffenheim match, you said that you're lonely shouter actually in the woods. I mean, also others have to tell their opinions. When did I say that? Well, in the press conference you said that. To which topic did I say that? You underlined that the performance in Manchester was okay, and you talked about the positive things, but you were the only one talking about that. Others, experts like Oliver Kahn, Salihamidzic, they didn't give any interviews, they didn't say their opinion. No. Well, I was the only one talking about it, but I just looked at the performance that we showed up there, and I would have analyzed it the same if we would have won the match against Hoffenheim. It was just talking about the performance that we showed up there. But it's okay if I'm the only one and I give the interviews after the match. This is my responsibility actually, and this is more than fine.
Dio had a difficult evening last time in Manchester. As a manager internally, how do you deal with a player after a game like that, and do you still trust him before a new duel with Erling Haaland?
Yeah, because I don't think the duel with Erling, like 2-3 problems in decision making, especially when we had the ball, was more the problem. The duels with Erling Haaland, the coverage against Erling Haaland, the one-on-ones with, in general, every striker that came close to him was not the problem. It was about decision making, and it was about management of risk. So, and he can improve, and he has to improve, and he knows it. But after a game like this, it makes no sense to point the finger and to blame one single person. We do this together, and we help the players out So, of course, in this kind of level, we got punished brutally for not a little that we allowed, but it was decisive in the end that made it for Upa very, very hard to digest. But we let him play to show him our confidence in the last match in the Bundesliga. And there is no other plan. We will stand with him. He's still young. He's full of potential. And of course, quarter-final in Champions League against Manchester City is the moment to play with absolutely no mistake in this area of the field. And this is what we're looking for. And we still trust him.
Auf der linken Seite Manuel Bunke, noch eins weiter vorne bitte.
Mr. Tuchel, first question. How is the situation with Choupo Moting? He trained with you. Is he fit for the starting 11 tomorrow? Yes, yes, yes. Second question. You trained a lot of top clubs, PSG, Chelsea. What kind of signal is it with FC Bayern if they are eliminated for the third year in the quarterfinals? Have you lost the contact to the European top football? Well, you have to evaluate it differently. We still can make it tomorrow. We can talk about it afterwards if it happens. And then from the quarterfinals, it depends also on the draw. Up to the quarterfinals, as FC Bayern Munich, you have, of course, as FC Bayern München, you have the demand to first win the group stage and then in the knockout rounds with the home field advantage to take advantage of it, to make it into the quarterfinals. And I think that this is the demand of FC Bayern Munich, what they want to achieve. And from then, you need to have a good form on the day, injuries, luck, bad luck. Then you can evaluate. So every quarterfinals is different. Do you have an advantage? Are you in a top form on the day? And looking at the match tomorrow, it's something that it's a great challenge against Man City, who are in top form, and this since weeks. So, and we are not in the top form, we can say. So quarterfinals, as I said before, it's the last 8 actually in Europe, and if you are always there present, then this is the minimum objective that you have, that FC Bayern wants to reach. And if you're in the top 8, you can win matches, you can get further. But as I said, the draw, the form on the day, it all depends on that as well. But top 8 belong to the top teams in Europe.
The question, but with the performances that he's had for the last month or so, do you believe that Erling Haaland might be the best player in the world right now, overall?
I'm the absolute wrong person, first of all, to ask about Erling Haaland, because he's not my player. And second of all, to ask about individual judgment of players. And I know that's a very popular question, who is the best player? And everybody wants to know who the best player is. And we will never find out, because we need from goalkeeper, defender, midfielders and strikers. I'm pretty sure that he cannot win if he plays alone tomorrow, and I'm pretty sure he will play with 10 guys around him tomorrow. So I will never have a good answer for that question. I'm sorry.
Links oben Thomas Skulski fürs ZDF.
3 goals only in the last 4 matches, only scored by defenders. It's not only bad luck. What is not working within the team? What do you think? Well, that's a good question. Also here, it's worth looking at the single matches. If we look at the last 3 matches, then in Freiburg, we had a lot of opportunities to score. Against Hoffenheim, we had a few chances to score more goals. And against City, it's always difficult, especially playing abroad, away. And then you need some luck, of course, The expectations were different. We're not happy about that and have been working on that, on the rhythm, on mechanism, how we can turn around and benefit of chances that we create to score goals. So fine-tuning is missing, maybe also a little bit of easiness, confidence. You can feel that. It feels a little bit difficult. We think too much in certain situations. You see that with our forwards, also especially in our last match. The easiness off the ball, it looks a little bit difficult. It should be different definitely in April and May, but it can go quickly if maybe through a free kick or deviated shot on target or a tap in, an easy tap in, then this can maybe make it explode, and we are close, I think. Mr. Tuchel, which role will play Sadio Mane tomorrow? He's back in the squad. You said that a miracle will be needed. Everybody hopes that you are the one that can make this miracle happen. Can you do that? Well, we will see. We will see. I will give my best. Sadio is in the squad, as you said correctly. We're not talking about the incident anymore. The decision was taken. We will have to wait until tomorrow if he will start or not, or off the bench. We just need a good mix of being realistic and of what is necessary to do, but also of the belief that in a football match, if we play at the maximum top level, everything can happen. We need the fans, we need the stadium, but it's our task actually as well to create something tomorrow. And if you only reduce it on me, then I'll take on the responsibility, I take on the challenge and give my best, and we'll talk about it tomorrow after the match. Mr. Tuchel, you already used the word miracle in your first answer. Do you look at different results where such miracles already happened? Does this help? We are not the first ones who can make that happen. I mean, there were also other matches. Well, yes, of course, we need the momentum. We need the minimum, the same performance as we showed up there. We need the small details on our side. And I still think that in the 70th minute, in which we played well up there, that we just didn't get the next step, the confidence that we needed to keep up the momentum and turn the match around to our favor, to achieve a good result up there. And at the end, as I said, we were just punished brutally. And without that, it won't happen. But we need the right mix. And we are aware of that. We know what a task we have ahead of us, and it's extremely difficult. But still, if we look at it all in all, then we don't have to see the whole complexity of the task, but we have to go step by step. We first have to look at the first half, to get into the duels, to be clever, to be brave, off the ball. When do we want to attack? How courageous are we to move then with the whole team up front? And this, the fans will realize that and will be ready to support us, to also make emerge a certain energy that can take you through such a match where special things can happen. But it doesn't stop if maybe we get behind. We have the chance to win first half. This is the first and important step, and then we will see. Well, you talked about energy, and this was also a topic. You talked about a good energy in training, but you said that also before the Hoffenheim match, but we didn't see an energy in that match against Hoffenheim. What is the energy at the moment? And why weren't you able to show it on Saturday? Well, yes, indeed. On Saturday it was the case. We didn't have enough energy, didn't show enough energy. We weren't happy at all, just because there was no spark. It needs to be a responsibility from our side to win matches, but also to approach matches, to accept certain matches, to be there. There's something missing, something small is missing there, but without blaming the team. I think that they really want, but it's difficult to detect. It's not, there's not enough confidence, and doesn't seem to be, yes, with enough self-confidence. But especially in football, it's always possible in the shortest amount of time to turn things around. So it's still a difficult task, of course, and the energy that was missing, we need that tomorrow with the quality to show a great performance. And this is a topic. We are not constant enough. This has been a matter this season. We can't only rely on 70 good minutes on Man City and then bad 15 minutes, and then at the end maybe 5 or 10 minutes at the very end, which are very good. So this is what has been happening throughout the last matches. And also, yeah, in between the matches, we want it differently, of course. We can't stop it. It looks like we can't stop it at the moment, or couldn't, but we will do our best for, especially looking at the match tomorrow. The approach and the formation, the squad was clear, and why also Thomas Müller was on the bench. But 0-3, it's another approach now. You said clever, and also how you will be set up on the pitch. These are all arguments for maybe to have Thomas Müller on the pitch as a starter. Well, yes, it depends what kind of match you expect, but nevertheless, and the first result in the first leg, that we need to score at least 3 goals. We also need, we need to be good on ball possession. They will press us high. They won't look at the result. They will play as there was no first leg. How they approach all the matches in the Champions League and in the Premier League, especially away. That's why we need to be clever on the ball, in ball possession, with them pressing high. And also, we need to be able to be quick in our attacks, in our build-up, have a advantage in pace, and we had this. We showed this in Manchester. Actually, it was very impressive, I have to say. Impressive to see and to feel. And there, Thomas can be a decisive factor. Nobody is maybe as clever as Thomas Müller inside the box. But the question is, when will we be up there in the penalty area? We can't switch. We need to see how we will bring on in the starting 11. Joao Cancelo, he played in midfield actually against Hoffenheim. Is this also an option tomorrow? How did you like him? Or was this just one time? Well, he was playing in ball possession in midfield, but then defending again in defense. We won't be able to change tomorrow positioning during a match. It's just too fast. So it will be played with a high pace the match tomorrow. So Joao will be playing then as a right defender, left defender.
Spoken to a lot of people about the demise of Bayern Munich.
What is demise?
Exactly, like the lessening from where Bayern Munich should be, falling from where they rightfully should be at the top. How do you assess the situation here? Is it as bad as all of that?
What is demise? Say it again, please.
Demise is just falling down in terms of performance, in terms of confidence, in terms of league position. That's all.
To whom did you talk?
Well, lots of people since I've been
really?
Here. Lions, yeah.
Talk to other people.
Yeah, I know. I'm crazy. I'm on my own as a journalist doing that. But
you need to talk to other people.
Yeah, but what is the situation here? Is it accurate at all or not?
I don't feel a club in demise. I feel a club in change, very natural, because big leaders have left the club. And we have a change in the management. So there is a lot of change, and we need a bit of time that we never have, I know, but we need a bit of time to adjust things. I can understand maybe if you mean like it's a bit surprising that in the last 3 years Bayern was never in the cup final, never in the cup semi-final, but still they managed to be like 10 times in a row German champions. They're like 3 times in a row in the quarterfinal of Champions League. If this is a club in demise, it's demise. The word is demise. If this is a club in demise, I think a lot of clubs want to be in demise. I don't have the feeling. I have the feeling I work in a strong club with huge ambitions. We have to calm it down and at the same time push it to the limits, because then everything is possible in this club, and this is my feeling and my belief.
Links oben Maximilian Koch für die Abendzeitung.
Mr. Tuchel, have you decided if Choupo is in the starting 11 and what can he do? If you believe it or not, I haven't decided, because we have to see his reaction after training. So far it was positive, but we still have to wait if his knee will react or not. If he gives a green light tomorrow, then he's definitely an option for the starting 11, just because he is our number 9 inside the squad. So he gives us more confidence. He is the player on this position, and this is the position where he's most successful. He's very physical, also then at free kicks, offensive free kicks, also in defending then free kicks. They dominate. Man City has been dominating the Premier League over years, especially in free kicks, in attack, also defending. So I was the only one saying that I know how many corner kicks you normally get in Man City, and I know how hard and difficult it is to be dangerous, and we showed some danger, and that's why I said that I saw the performance really positively that we showed, and if he gives a green light, Choupo Moting will play. So last questions, please.
Such a high mountain to climb. Is it harder to score 3 or not to concede 1?
It's pretty hard, I can tell you. It's pretty hard, and it's a huge mountain to climb, as you say. And that's why we need to be, we need to believe. Of course, we believe in ourselves, but we don't want to be dreamers. And dreaming is like, for me, always like, it's very close to sleeping, and if you cannot do one thing, you cannot sleep for 1 second. So we need to believe, and believing means that we have it in our own hands, and we need to make things happen, and we need to make it happen by performance and by team spirit and by energy. So the good thing is we're not alone. We have ourselves, we have our team. We have strong teammates. We can fight as a team. We have our spectators who will be ready, I think, to fight with us. And then we need to have a realistic level also. If we look on this match, and the realistic level is like if you just look at the top of this huge mountain, you maybe feel like overwhelmed, or you maybe think I will never reach the top. So taking it step by step, which means, I said it before, taking it half by half. And not get the challenge is tough enough. We don't need to make it more tough by constantly looking at the size of the mountain. We start the journey. That is sometimes the most difficult thing, to actually start it, and we will start it tomorrow 9 o'clock, and we will be ready to go all the way.
And down to second row, please. Yeah.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
The other day, Pep Guardiola said that the fist from Sadio Mane on Leroy Sane could actually galvanise your team, because it would give you some sort of, come on, now we're going to show them, galvanise. Is this just sort of average manager speak from Pep, or is there something in that? Can you use that?
I hope we used it against. I hoped we use it again in the last match against Hoffenheim, which we obviously didn't. So now the case is already closed. Subject already died. So I don't think that this will give us a huge boost. I know what he means. That like this kind of energy in a dressing room, it shows also the determination, and shows like that it's alive, that the players are not happy, that the players like are angry with themselves, with each other, like which can be used as which is also kind of a form of energy. It was to a certain extent that we don't like. It was too much, but still I see the point that Pep mentioned. We thought actually that we turned it around. We thought we turned around the momentum to use it as positive energy in our last match. It did not happen, I have to say. So I don't think it will have a major impact now.
Okay, last question, first row, please.
Hi, Thomas. The Champions League is the one big competition that Manchester City have not won. They've suffered a lot of painful defeats, including to you at Chelsea. Does that make them more dangerous, or does it offer you some hope that, you know, they could perhaps suffer some more pain?
I'm not so concerned about the general circumstances of the match, and especially for our opponent, for Manchester City. I'm well aware of it. To be very honest, I felt this kind of possibility that the momentum can shift to our side during the first match in pretty long parts of the match. But I was, we together were proven wrong. I was proven wrong. We were punished brutally from them. And the thing is that they're in top shape. They're in top shape. They're in full confidence. They arrive here in April and May, in the decisive months of the season. And it seems like they have that difficult spell that every team has maybe in a season already behind them. That makes them very dangerous and very tough to beat. It's the benchmark at the moment, I would say, in Europe, and we're up for it. But it's one match, you know. Now it's down to one match, and in one match anything can happen. So we're going for the win tomorrow. And like I say, in a football match, there are moments when you have the support, when you have like the little decision, when you have the amount of luck that you need, a whole thing can suddenly be turned upside down sometimes in a blink of an eye. And it doesn't take much, but if it's there, if the door is a little bit open, we have to put our feet in between to really have a chance. And from there we go.
Thank you. Danke allen. Bis morgen.
Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.